Hello and welcome. In this video, we will discuss the Hindu newspaper of 28th February and 1st March 2023. This article on new e-waste rules in India talks about the first set of e-waste rules which was notified in 2011 and came into effect in 2012. It introduced for the first time the extended producer's responsibility, under which the producers are responsible for the safe disposal of e-waste after the consumers discard them. Then the e-waste rules were again reintroduced in 2016, which were again modified in 2018, and the concept of producer responsibility organization was introduced in these rules. And again, the article talks about lacuna of new rules which were introduced in November 2022 and which will be effective from 1st April 2023. It says that the new rules are silent on efficient e-cycling of e-waste, including component recovery and residual disposal. Also, it has done away with the producer responsibility organization and dismantlers. It also says that the informal sector, which contributes for 95% of the e-waste handling, has been ignored in these rules, which should have been integrated. And going further, the article gives the way forward for e-waste management, such as increasing consumer awareness, strengthening reverse logistics, and building capacity of various stakeholders, etc. There can be question in GS Mains about e-waste management policy of government. Also, there can be MCQ in prelims, such as, for example, the extended producer's responsibility was already asked in UPSC. UPSC again can ask question on various features of new e-waste rules. So please go through them and make a note of it. Second news is about New START treaty. This treaty is between United States of America and Russia, and this was aimed at keeping check on each other's nuclear proliferation. And this was signed in 2010 in the period of Barack Obama, but recently it was suspended by Russia unilaterally. Why this was suspended by Russia? Because US and other NATO members are helping Ukraine. That is allegation by the Russia, and because of this reason, Russia suspended it. Russia is also saying that the Britain and France, which are part of NATO and their nuclear capabilities are also then part of NATO, so therefore they should be included in this treaty. So there can be MCQ in prelims about this treaty. Then let's go to the 1st March news. The first is about round tripping and money laundering. This concept is very important, and this concept is in news because of controversy around Adani Group. So understand the concept of round tripping. As the name suggests, the money is moving in a circular direction. That is why it is called round tripping. The money goes out of India and then money comes back to India. This is called round tripping. This is a structural arrangement wherein the Indian person invests in an offshore entity which further invests back in India. So usually the shell companies are used for this kind of transaction, and this is a method, one of the method of money laundering. What is money laundering? Money laundering is a process by which black money is converted into white money. So there can be question in UPSC prelims in economy. The next news is about India-Australia to sign agreement on mutual recognition of qualifications. So this is to promote educational collaboration between two countries. This will enhance student mobility between India and Australia. This can be used as an example in international relation, cultural aspect of diplomacy, or soft power diplomacy. There can also be MCQ in prelims if this agreement gets signed. This is not yet signed. This is to be signed. Okay. Next news is about Chandrayaan Mission 3. So ISRO has recently conducted test of CE-20. This is a cryogenic engine which will be installed in launch vehicle Mark 3. Remember this launch vehicle Mark 3. This vehicle will be used for this Chandrayaan 3 mission. And this vehicle will be powered by CE-20 cryogenic engine. So there can be question in science and technology about cryogenic engine, concept of cryogenic engine, launch vehicle Mark 3 and Chandrayaan 3 mission. And this test was conducted in Mahendragiri in Tamil Nadu. Please mark this place in map. And this mission aims to demonstrate end-to-end capability in safe landing and roving on the lunar surface. So it has three components. One is propulsion, one is lander, and another is rover. So it has three modules. Question in MCQ, question in UPSC prelims. The next news is about Jan Aushadhi Kendras. This was in news because recently the government counted how many Jan Aushadhi Kendras are there, and there are around 9,800 Jan Aushadhi Kendras, and government aims to make it 10,000 in a short span of time. That is why this is in news. So Jan Aushadhi Kendra is basically a generic medical shop. And what is generic medicine? Generic medicine is a medicine of which patent is expired, and now after the expiry of patent, other companies can manufacture and sell such medicines as generic medicines. These are usually cheaper, 50 to 90% cheaper, because these medicines do not need to invest in research and testing. That is why there is significant reduction in price. Also, they do not need to pay any royalty. Then third news is about India's GDP growth rate. Recently, quarter 3 data have been released, and the data shows that the GDP growth rate is slowing down. The news as such is not specifically important for prelims, but there are various keywords mentioned in the news. These keywords are often asked by the UPSC in prelims, like gross value added, base year, base effect, GDP, NSO, NSSO, difference between them, what kind of report these organizations release. These are very important concepts and have already been asked in prelims many times. So you can go through them in your economy books. The next news is about violation of code of ethics by TV news media. This can be used as an example in ethics, media ethics. So not that important for prelims, but you can remember it for ethics. And you can also remember this body, News Broadcasting and Digital Standards Authority. It looks after implementation of code of ethics for media. Then there is article about adopt a heritage scheme. This scheme was introduced to ensure cooperation between private sector and Ministry of Culture. Here the private sector firms, companies and public sector units can enter into agreement with Ministry of Culture and adopt and maintain state-owned archaeological sites or monuments. They can become monument mitras and they can develop advanced and basic tourist amenities at these sites. But this article exhibits some concerns around this scheme. So there can be question in UPSC prelims about this scheme. That's it, guys. Please do subscribe to our channel for more such videos and let us know in the comment if you want to improve us on any of the areas.